It's time to kick off our third annual Battle of the Books competition. This is a group reading competition that will culminate in an epic battle this December. You're invited to put together a team of 10 students with a teacher sponsor for this competition. Each team will receive a set of the 10 books for this year's battle and have approximately 2 months to pass around and read as many as possible. On Battle Day, teams will work together to answer questions and complete tasks about those 10 books. This year, the winning Episcopal team will move on to a Baton Rouge area competition to compete against winning teams from other schools. Here are this year's titles. Dara Palmer's Major Drama by Emma Shava. Dara Palmer dreams of being an actress, but when she doesn't get the part in the school play, she wonders if it's because of her different looks as an adopted girl from Cambodia. So Dara becomes determined not to let prejudice stop her from being in the spotlight. Fuzzy by Tom Engelberger and Paul Dellinger. When Max befriends her new robot classmate Fuzzy, part of Vanguard 1 Middle School's new robot integration program, she helps him learn everything he needs to know about surviving middle school, the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly. Little do they know that surviving 7th grade is going to become a true matter of life and death, because Vanguard has an evil presence at its heart, a digital student evaluation system named Barbara that might be taking its mission to shape the perfect student to extremes. Ghost by Jason Reynolds. Running. That's all Ghost has ever known. But Ghost has been running for the wrong reasons. It all started with running away from his father, who, when Ghost was a very little boy, chased him and his mother through their apartment, then down the street with a loaded gun, aiming to kill. Since then, Ghost has been the one causing problems and running away from them, until he meets Coach, an ex-Olympic medalist who sees something in Ghost. Crazy natural talent. If Ghost can stay on track, literally and figuratively, he could be the best sprinter in the city. Can Ghost harness his raw talent for speed, or will his past finally catch up to him? The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Every year, the people of the Protectorate leave a baby as an offering to the witch who lives in the forest. They hope this sacrifice will keep her from terrorizing their town. But the witch of the forest, Zan, is kind. She shares her home with a wise swamp monster and a perfectly tiny dragon. Zan rescues the children and delivers them to welcoming families on the other side of the forest, nourishing the babies with starlight on their journey. One year, Zan accidentally feeds the baby moonlight instead of starlight, feeding the ordinary child with extraordinary magic. Zan decides she must raise this girl, whom she calls Luna, as her own. As Luna's 13th birthday approaches, her magic begins to emerge, with dangerous consequences. Project 1065 by Alan Gratz. It is 1943, and 13-year-old Michael O'Shaughnessy, son of the Irish ambassador to Nazi Germany in Berlin, is also a spy for the British Secret Service, so he has joined the Hitler Youth. Pretending that he agrees with their violence and book burning is hard enough, but when he is asked to find out more about Project 1065, both his and his parents' lives get a lot more dangerous. Terror at Bottle Creek by Watt Key. 13-year-old Court's father is a local expert on hunting and swamp lore in Lower Alabama. He's been teaching his son everything he knows. But when a deadly Gulf Coast hurricane makes landfall, Court must unexpectedly put all his skills and bravery to the test. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind by William Kamkwamba. When a terrible drought struck William Kamkwamba's tiny village in Malawi, his family lost all the season's crops, leaving them with nothing to eat and nothing to sell. William began to explore science books in his village library, looking for a solution. There, he came up with the idea that would change his family's life forever. He would build a windmill. Made out of scrap metal and old bicycle parts, William's windmill brought electricity to his home and helped his family pump the water they needed to farm the land. The Van Gogh Deception by Darren R. Hicks. Dan Brown meets Jason Bourne in this riveting middle-grade mystery thriller. When a young boy is discovered in Washington, D.C.'s National Gallery without any recollection of who he is, So begins a high-stakes race to unravel the greatest mystery of all, his identity. As the stakes continue to rise, the boy must piece together the disjointed clues of his origins while using his limited knowledge to stop one of the greatest art frauds ever attempted. Digitally interactive, this breathtaking museum mystery offers QR codes woven throughout the book that bring renowned paintings to readers' fingertips. Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. Morgan Crow is cursed. Having been born on Eventide, the unluckiest day for any child to be born, she is blamed for all local misfortunes, from hailstorms to heart attacks. And worst of all, the curse means that Morgan is doomed to die at midnight on her 11th birthday. But as Morgan awaits her fate, a strange and remarkable man named Juniper North appears. Chased by black smoke hounds and shadowy hunters on horseback, he whisks her away to the safety of a secret magical city called Nevermore. It's then that Morgan discovers Juniper has chosen her to contend for a place in the city's most prestigious organization, the Wondrous Society. In order to join, she must compete in 4 difficult and dangerous trials against hundreds of other children, each boasting an extraordinary talent that sets them apart, an extraordinary talent that Morgan insists she does not have. To stay in the safety of Nevermore for good, Morgan will need to find a way to pass the test, or she'll have to leave the city to confront her deadly fate. Restart by Gordon Korman. Chase's memory just went out the window. Chase doesn't remember falling off the roof. He doesn't remember hitting his head. He doesn't, in fact, remember anything. He wakes up in a hospital room and suddenly has to learn his whole life all over again, starting with his own name. He knows he's Chase, but who is Chase? When he gets back to school, he sees that different kids have very different reactions to his return. Some kids treat him like a hero. Some kids are clearly afraid of him. One girl in particular is so angry with him that she pours her frozen yogurt on his head the first chance she gets. Pretty soon, it's not only a question of who Chase is, it's a question of who he was and who he's going to be. Those are the titles for this year's Battle of the Books competition. In order to participate, get your team rosters submitted to Miss Whitehead by Tuesday, October 2nd. If you have any questions, please see Miss Whitehead in the library or send her an email.